What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Sarlacc Digest, a podcast bringing you line talk and digesting Star Wars topics over 1,000 years. This is episode 96, being recorded on January 27, 2021. And I am your host, Darth Moocher. I'm joined here with Chris, Darth Dad 77.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
I'm joined here with Scott Solo.
What's up, nerds?
We've got Bootleg Joe.
Hey, yo.
And Ernie the Fallen Fett.
Hey, guys, what's up?
And no Mike. No fanboy Mike. I do have a mic, but...
5 mics and no mic.
Exactly.
Hey, before we start, everybody look into the camera and smile.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's really hard to get a screenshot, so
Right.
thank you, Ernie. I appreciate
I wanted to remember right off the beginning.
You guys have no idea behind the scenes that I'm giving crap in the chat.
Especially me, because my camera's way up here, and then my monitor is like way down here.
I'm like, if I can get Joey to look at the camera for a second,
Right, see, that's what I was.
and to Scott to stop petting his pussy,
Everybody,
we're good to go.
That's what. Yes, that
Joe
is,
does have a lot of cats. Yes.
Yes, he does. Let's make that clear before
Yes.
we get strike number 3 against us.
Right off the bat.
We
Yeah.
only have 2 strikes.
Yeah, but those are for obvious other reasons. But
2.5.
Everybody in the chat room, we do have a live chat. So everybody, thank you for joining us. Scott, who is in there with us? Maybe go shout him out.
We've got Santo 1414. Let's see, other than us, we've got Mando Mike, Gavin from the Holy Hour podcast.
Very cool.
Yeah, so we're all in here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we're ready to get into
Wait, just
Uh-oh.
my cat wanted to come over and say
gotcha.
hi. So.
Is that Rusty or is that the other one?
it's Rusty.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right.
Oh,
right,
man.
Here we go. Now
I
we're
already
ready.
got our picture. Do what you're going to do.
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk Star Wars, guys. I mean, this is what we're here for, right? I mean, we gotta.
Right.
There's not a lot of news things, official news going on, other than the High Republic, right? That's still a thing. And
Marco did the show change?
yeah. We're gonna start talking about Transformers.
Right, yeah, okay.
War
As long
of
as we're not
Cybertron.
talking about WandaVision.
Right.
Oh, I know, right?
Oh,
I love it.
I do too.
Dude,
It's
3
really
episodes and I've got 6 minutes of story.
Yeah.
No,
Like, don't get me wrong. First, okay, we're gonna jump there for a second. First episode, I'm like, oh, cool. I like it because I'm a Nick at Night kid. I'm okay with the Donna Reed skit.
Nick at
I'm good
Night
with this,
kid.
right? I'm okay with all this.
Right.
The next episode, I'm like, this is just like the first episode, and I'm going 27 minutes, and nothing Marvel-ish is happening. I'm like, okay, the last 2 minutes, I get something Marvel-ish.
Sure.
The next episode, I'm in color. Great, let's go Happy Days and Brady Bunch. Whatever. I'm cool. I like all this stuff too. But again, it's more that than Marvel. I get that it's going somewhere,
Right.
but it's going to be episode 8 where you're like, oh, yay, Hydra.
Yeah.
And
Is Luke Skywalker gonna have to come in this one too? And like,
he's going to need to save it for me. I mean, I wanted to watch it. I was like, even after the first one, I was like super positive about it online. I was like, oh, no, this is going to be cool. I did this.
Right.
I like
But
this.
come on, for reals. That's Chris and everything that he watches. Is that Luke? When's Luke going to show up?
yeah.
That's right.
Is he there? Yeah.
No,
Or
Chris is
Chris
where's
rewrites
Thrawn?
it.
Where's Thrawn?
Right, and he rewrites it in his head. How could we make this work where Luke or Thrawn show up?
Right.
Right.
We can do it.
We
Definitely
Right.
do it.
Oh, see, everybody else jumped on that train, right?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like they came up with the idea.
Yeah, that they haven't been doing that for months and pitching that before the announcement. Yeah, Heir of the Empire is coming.
Yep. It is.
And it was said here, guessed completely first.
That's
right.
We have a
Nobody
Nobody
document.
had a scoop. We just
Chris has got the crooked shirt to prove it.
Yeah, damn.
Welcome Donald Spiker in the chat, and yes, Mando Mike, you're very welcome, man. Mike's GoFundMe for his brother Donnie is still active, so anybody who feels inclined to go on there, the link will be in the description to this podcast and last episode's podcast. Just send an encouraging memo or help our brother out, and that would be appreciated. So, with that, now again, High Republic is in full effect, right? Phase 1 is out there. StarWars.com or on their YouTube channel has a new show called the High Republic Show, which is going to be, I think, a monthly recap, because they said the next one is going to be in March. So maybe every other month or something like that. So I guess it's going to be a recap of the High Republic. Did you guys get a chance to watch it?
I did. I actually really enjoyed. I really enjoyed the animated intro we had to one of the characters. That was cool.
Yeah.
And they got to talk to the only 2 authors that we haven't already interviewed.
Right.
So,
Right.
Wait a second.
oh, wait a minute. Wait.
There are 5 authors, and they spoke to 2 of them.
That's true.
Oh, you just let something out.
We've interviewed 2 of them. Scott,
Yeah.
did you just announce that we have the 5th author coming on this show?
I didn't announce anything. I was.
He kind of announced it.
Oh, then we're announcing it. Claudia Gray's coming on in mid-February, so
What?
be ready for that.
Yes.
That's kind of a big deal for
It
anybody who knows anything about the Star Wars books and
Yeah.
canon. And
Claudia
what's
Gray
going
is
on.
not new to Star Wars. She's pretty much the like Timothy Zahn, Claudia Gray. I put her in that category. I really do as a
I think
staple.
it's exactly what we've been saying. There are 2 people really that you can throw up there
Yeah.
and say, okay, who if we're gonna have a book, who's it going to be by?
Right.
If you throw up a Tim Zahn book, I'm obviously going to read it.
Right.
But Claudia Gray, I'm going to jump on.
Absolutely.
Those are my top 2 choices.
Master Apprentice, yeah.
Claudia Gray understands Star Wars on a level that other authors just they can't touch.
Yeah.
They're I mean, you've got Daniel Jose, who's got this really unique voice to Star Wars, and he brings in this new, almost kind of I call it a terrestrial view on Star Wars.
Yeah.
It feels like he's one of us.
He's the only one that can get away with it. We told him that on the show. He's the only one I'm okay with being terrestrial.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. To saying it. If he says dude in it, I'm okay.
Right.
Yeah. And but Claudia Gray, she's next level, man. She understands these things, this story like no one else. It's unreal.
Yeah, it is unreal. So just look forward to that. So since we sneaked, I was gonna be at the end, but we just threw right.
Hey man,
just blew our whole shot right in the beginning. So there's your money shot.
We can't help it. We've been talking amongst each other in the chat, being so excited about it. So now that time that we can actually we have a confirmation with her. So this is happening. We just have to get nailed down.
I've been calling her Claudia Effin Gray all week, and it's going to be posted as her middle name by the time we put it up. So I've been pretty excited.
She might not like that.
Calorians everywhere.
We could announce the other guests later on down the line, down the episode. I
we'll
mean,
do that.
He's still saying that he's coming on board. So
stay tuned to the end of this podcast to find out.
Look, we got teases and stuff all over the place.
Who else is coming
on
our
Star
podcast?
Wars?
Yeah.
Dang.
So with that little mini, I consider it a recap. It was like a recap of what it is, and I appreciate it, even though like we're involved in the High Republic as far as like getting into all the literature and reading it and stuff. I felt it refreshing as a recap because it was reassuring. Am I getting the story right? Yes, I am, because now it's being repeated again and again. Not just with us here, but like now with that show.
It was really useful, just kind of the way they did it and put the comic and Test of Courage, like kind of where they fit within the novel.
And what's coming too,
and a neat piece, right?
And what's coming up, like issue on the comic book series, like issue 2 and 3 and stuff coming up, and what books are coming up. So that's knowing. So you don't miss.
They really did tease quite a bit.
They
with
did.
Skier. We talked about that last week. Where you can see Skier going bad.
Something's not quite right with that dude.
Yeah, he's going on a rampage, and they talked Darkseid like 3 or 4 times in that quick 23-minute show. So it's coming. Yeah, I'm excited.
I do want to say, like, I've been seeing things since this has been out, since Light of the Jedi has been out, as the novel and all that stuff, and all these other things. I see people complaining about High Republic, but not even delving into the High Republic, like not even just looking at, like, I guess getting pre-assumptions on what it is, and I'm like, you guys are completely
judging
wrong.
The book by the cover.
Yeah, you're completely wrong.
Right, and when they're looking at it, and how do you say it? I'm not going to be politically correct. They see a bunch of different colors, right, and they're not liking it because they're not used to that, and it's not just a bunch of aliens, just a bunch of people. It's not what they're used to seeing, and you have Mace, but for everybody else besides the aliens, it's Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon and Luke, and so when you have different races and different genders and everything else being represented, it's different to some people, and they're just seeing it as a social warrior issue, and it's not. It's a matter of inclusivity. It's a matter of just making it even. It's not overdoing it from the past. And I've questioned that. Right. I'm not going to play like I haven't questioned this whole thing the whole time.
Yes.
But as long as they're doing it the way they do it, and in Light of the Jedi, it's perfect. Again, nothing has to be said or done. Just these characters be awesome. Because I haven't picked my favorite Jedi, and I haven't picked the least favorite Jedi, because they're all awesome right now, and I'm learning them all. And it doesn't matter what gender, race, anything, species.
Yeah,
alien,
it's not a direct call out so far in this series. I got really into the story. I got really into the events of it, and again, like Joey was mentioning too, it's a hard like the first third of the book. It's like there's a build up to it, and there's new faces and new things to get into. But that last third of the book, I'm telling you, I went back and did that thing because Ro is like my Jesus, I'm losing names.
Marchion Ro.
Thank you, Marchion Ro.
Oh, it's Marchion, yeah.
Yeah. Did we fix a couple things in there? I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with Mark Thompson on Marchion.
Yeah,
it may be, but he's becoming one of my favorite. Like the Nihil is becoming one of my favorite enemies now. Especially after that show, because Charles Soule was saying that he wanted to build up the Nihil or Marchion Ro as not equivalent in the Force to a Darth Vader or a Darth Maul, right? But a feared villain in the Star Wars universe.
He has passed with the Jedi. All sorts of things are going to come up. This is, like they said, this is just the tip, right? This is the beginning of him.
And at the end of that book, it was prevalent that this guy changed. He went from one ideology to like obey me.
He was hiding it.
Yeah, he was hiding it.
Kind of menace the whole time and just chilling.
Exactly. Yeah, he wasn't. He was just keeping his internal thoughts to himself. He wasn't.
Yeah.
You know.
So I'm looking
now
forward
what you said there at the beginning, though, you said the first third was a difficult get through. And we all agreed on that. I don't think anybody, the four of us that have been through it right now, Ernie, you've been working your butt off, right?
Yeah,
so I know,
I haven't. I didn't even get to
we all haven't, but you know what I mean. But if we all had trouble with it, and a lot of people have, that's a fair criticism or a fair thing, right? But that's not what these people are arguing about.
Right.
We found a way around it. We just realized that we had to take our time with it and maybe go through it twice, and it was fine. These people don't even get to that point to have that argument. Had they done that, gone through the book once and said, I just couldn't get it, it was too much to handle.
Yeah, man.
Then you know what? Cool.
Yeah.
Totally cool. Good opinion. But when you say it without even reading it,
they're literally judging the book by its cover.
Absolutely.
That's all they're doing.
Yeah. And I had one person ask me, is this the all-female one? I'm like, dude, first of all, where are you getting that? The all-female direction, like the all-female movie or whatever. And that's what it was asked to me. And I was like, no, dude, read it. If you don't want to read it, then listen to other people who have and get the story, because it's not even like that. Like, I just don't like that that part of the fandom that just automatically is against an like that kind of stuff moving forward because they think it's an agenda and all that stuff. I just want to say, like, watching that High Republic show, us reading it, us getting into it, man, it's exciting. It's an exciting story. It's an exciting storyline, and I'm anxious to see what else is coming out. And Justine Ireland, I know that when we get into the book reviews, maybe on Hot Topic or something like that, I know that we have a little bit of criticism to her direction of her books. But after hearing her talk, I was on board with her, like, and how she approached her stuff. So again,
I think that had to do again with the voice acting. So I finally got
yes.
For some reason, this book would not come through. We were going to talk about this today. Actually, we talked about it in the chat, right?
Right.
So I haven't given a full review of the book yet because I went through it twice in audio, and it's just not grabbing me at all. And I really
sometimes audio just doesn't work, dude. Honestly,
I think in the younger books, especially because they use it's not Mark.
Right.
And honestly, if you can't change your voice for each character, and I get confused during it because I'm not. Sometimes I'm 100% into it, and sometimes I'm 80% into it. If I'm not catching voice changes and inflection and who's who, or even what's going, it's a whole different race and species and gender and everything. I can't tell the difference. I'm getting lost.
Right.
And that's what you get in the other books where, like, if the other folks just didn't catch me in there in the audio. So I wouldn't review it fully until I finish reading.
Yeah,
it.
And I haven't.
Then I'll tell you.
Yeah, I haven't got a chance to read it either. Mine should be in tomorrow, actually.
But that'll be 3 times through a book. So don't get me wrong. I try to love these things. I do. And I blame myself sometimes when I don't. Like Battlefront, I went through it twice to see. I just didn't like it. Yeah. And that's fine. And I'll go through this one again because I really want to like everything, but I'm not going to love everything.
No, I mean, as long as you get the gist of the overall thing and what they're trying to do with the storyline, that's what we do. We put it in its timeline, and we kind of like go from there and see how it affects the past and the future Star Wars projects. We don't really have to love every single little bit of it, just like the sequel trilogy. I know me, for example, I don't love every single bit of it. I probably don't like more than half of what I do like in that film, but we're going to get into that in just a second. But I do want to just kind of reiterate, we'll be getting more into the High Republic as we delve into more, and then to keep watching out for that show. I think they did a pretty good job on that, and just to introduce the public to it. Also, again, it's being accepted a lot. I think I see a lot more positive stuff in the past 2 weeks than I did in the initial launch. And the initial launch I thought was a success. So I think Disney needs to stay the course.
They were number 1 and 2 in the book review. They were. Book sales.
New York Times bestsellers list.
That doesn't happen.
Right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. So again, I'm excited for it, and I'm anxious to get into the real grits of it too. So
I agree with you though, Chris. Though I do think it is the voice acting in that particular, the narration in that particular book. I got lost several times. I just saw the book at Target today. I think I'm going to go pick it up, and
it's the best shot to give it a fair go, right? You want to give it a fair go, and it's best shot. If one media didn't work, then we got to try another one. If it doesn't work, then it flat out is what it is.
Right.
How are the comics so far?
Comics great. Yeah, I liked the comic.
Is there just one so far?
Just one so far.
Okay.
Just one.
There is one coming, another coming, but
next week there should be 2 coming.
Next week,
you'll get number 2 coming out, and Adventures.
Right.
High Republic.
Okay.
Daniel Jose Older's.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and then right then, next week too is Claudia Gray's Into the Dark.
Yeah.
So we'll have that read 3 times by the time she comes on.
I need to pre-order that as well. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
cool.
That's a young adult novel too.
Is it really?
She's done a couple. She's not like she hasn't done Leia and
Lost Stars. Yeah, Lost Stars.
Right.
Wasn't Bloodline young adult?
No,
Bloodline wasn't a young adult, but yeah, Leia and Lost Stars. And Lost Stars is right up there with some of the best.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
And let me ask you this: what's the difference between a young adult's novel and a regular novel? What's the difference?
Slightly tamer themes. You know, it's not all doom and gloom and blood and sex and all that you would find not in a regular Star Wars novel, but
so like
that was all.
Novel.
I need to get this book.
I was like, I thought it was.
There's been plenty of sex in the novels too. Maybe not the YAs.
Star Wars novels are just full of
lot
sex.
of death.
They have been.
But Lost Stars does go there, and it goes there. Yeah, it goes there and kind of.
It's a little more romancy, right?
A little more romancy, but the way Claudia Gray writes, it works.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The vocab's a little lower, level,
Less,
right?
smaller words.
I don't have to look up so many things when I'm
Got more slang in it.
Yeah, they're a little shorter. Those are the basics, right? Even the books are smaller. Like
not Lost Stars.
Yeah, Lost Stars is a pretty thick book.
It's thick, but it's shorter.
Yeah.
Never. Hey, PG.
It's hung like a tuna can.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure Akbar is too.
Right.
Correct.
He just derailed my
Nope.
whole head.
Nope.
Let's get into speaking of, we're already into like the Disney stuff anyway. Let's get Disneyland.
Always Disney stuff.
Yeah, I know. But let's get into Disneyland itself, right? Like there's been some changes going on. I know that they discontinued the annual pass holders and they're going to revamp it into something else. We don't know yet what they're doing, but they are.
They did. We are now. I think it's Legacy. There we go. Legacy pass holders. So anybody that had a pass up until March of last year, your pass is now a Legacy pass, which means you'll it's a new name for being able to retain all your benefits until they come up with a new thing.
Is it like forever, like your grandfathered in as a Legacy, or
No, they gave a date from March.
Yeah.
Or March, I believe it was March 15th or 20th or something like that. If you had a pass before that hand, you're now known as a Legacy member.
And
awesome.
it'll be there until they decide to come up with whatever it is that's new.
I think that's what it is. Until they have their new program, then everything will be reset to 0.
Yeah.
But there's been some refacing at Downtown Disney, right? Ernie and Scott, like you guys posted some pictures about Rainforest Cafe that was there and being turned into a facade of Star Wars-esque stuff. So I mean.
Yeah, they threw some radar dishes on it.
Yeah. Have you seen so many times of Scott going down there and going into what used to be the showcase room with all the art stuff?
Right.
They were selling sabers and basically stuff from Batu. I mean, you got to get the merchandise out somewhere. Inside California, they had the back lot with extra stuff in order to get that. Then we had our COVID rules change. Then everything got closed again. And then as of, was it today or yesterday? It's back open again. So they got the tables out. They got the eats open. It's going to be, you can eat anywhere.
Yep.
And more tables everywhere. So with that being, they're going to reopen the art showroom because there was some complaints from it because a lot of people buy the art and really liked what was going on in there.
Right.
So they are now converting the Rainforest Cafe into some part of what was smuggled out of Batu. And like Scott had said, they're putting up radar dishes and everything like that.
You want to hit share screen, and I'll show our people.
So we're now allowed to eat and drink there.
Yes, you can.
Go for
As
it,
me
Scott.
and Joey went, we almost got tackled. We were talking about that last weekend. Like literally, we both went to the same place, man. And I had security watching me like, go ahead, dude, open it. I know you want it, fat boy. Open it. And I was like, dude, because they stapled your bag and everything.
Yes.
And then they make you go to the car. But they watched you like a hawk.
Yeah.
So
you're almost to a point. I was telling her, you're almost to a point where you want to go hide in a bathroom stall and take a drink of your soda.
Yeah. But I can totally see Disney security kicking down the door. What are you doing?
Yeah. You can't.
And I'm trying to flush my Coca-Cola. Flush it. But yeah, so that is now open. So this is part of an eatery. So this is exciting because you could eat inside. They do have space for product. So the rumor was that another cantina showing up as well.
That'd be awesome.
Which would work. I mean, that'd be great. And then you can serve, again, food from Batu or wherever. I mean, there's different rumors of what this was based on. The early one was something from Endor. And so because they keep it so immersive, well, I mean, we'll get into that too, supposedly keeping it immersive. They're saying it was smuggled out of Batu. And so with that, you'll be able to buy everything that was in there, sabers, merchandise, shirts, robes. Yeah, I hope so. And then
Smash.
You know, with food, and then like I said, if maybe a cantina rumor, that would be great. But I mean, it's like Scott said, the facade of it, it's ready to go. Like you just change a couple of things. Now I know like the Rainforest cafes that I've seen, there is some animatronics there. And with that though, you know, could they switch something over real quick? I mean, doesn't basically everyone have like the crocodile
basically
in the water?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Right. So that would be cool. I mean,
and they have the aquariums. You could put all sorts of alien stuff in there. You don't have to do a whole lot in there.
Correct. Right. And it's like a quick changeover.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like make the alligator a dead tauntaun. I don't know. That would, you know, something you could pull up quick where it just shakes.
Put a Sarlacc in there. That's all you need. Just put a little Sarlacc in there.
Absolutely good with that.
Awesome.
Yeah. Right on. Well, we lost Marcos. Let's start talking about whatever the hell we want to talk about. All right.
Well, I mean, transitioning into rumors going around too of Batu was supposedly they're talking about if and when we reopen of switching Batu into times of now as far as Mandalorian and everything like that.
Gotcha.
What's more relevant now? I mean, because it is a huge cash grab. We've talked about that so many times on how we wish that we would have done that monthly. You know, like,
just seasonal at least, right?
Seasonal. Yes, thank you. Seasonal would have been awesome.
They used to do the Seasons of the Force down in Tomorrowland, where we'd have, you know, they'd expand and Space Mountain would become Hyperspace Mountain, and they make a specific theme that most Star Tours flights would go to and all that.
Yes.
Why not change the big first order flag?
If you can make the Haunted Mansion into Nightmare Before Christmas, you can do anything you want.
Absolutely.
It's so simple because all the ships can stay the same, or you switch out the First Order fighter for a TIE.
I would love it. And then you could still have your rides. Now, we know that there was rumors of Falcon already set up for that, of change. Because basically, we have Hondo, which has been throughout the whole story.
Right.
So he can stay. And Chewie has been throughout the whole story, so just different missions.
You would just swap out Ray and Ray. Who is it? Ray and Finn.
Oh no! You've got
right.
If you're talking Rise of the Resistance.
No, Rise of the Resistance. I heard would just stay.
No, I'm talking about like in the beginning of the Falcon ride. Don't they show Ray at the beginning of the Falcon ride? Oh no, they don't. That is Rise of the Resistance. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's Resistance, right? So that would just stay as Rise. And
there's no way to make that like Height of the Empire or something for a time.
I'm sure they could, but I still think it's too new.
It's too new, and there's too much. There's too much.
Because it wasn't. I hadn't been on it, so I heard it was intense. So
you know what though? You imagine if they were to swap that out with an Empire theme, where you got your.
That'd be amazing.
Oh my god!
Anytime you throw the Empire in, it's better.
Well, it's like Scott said. Imagine you take down the flag and you put up an Empire flag, and then you know for 3 months you got regular stormtroopers, Vader walking around.
You know they've got those costumes. They used to
That's correct.
All the time.
Correct. Right. And then +2, I mean, so you give that backstory. Everything is so technological now of when we open up our app, you could read what's going on. What time am I entering Batu now? Read like a little paragraph of what's going on, and here you go.
Oh my God.
And now,
that's
like
perfect.
that. And then, Mando and Grogu and Ahsoka.
Yeah, 5 years after the fall of the Empire, blah, 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 just going through it,
Yes.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
You could still build a droid. You could still go to Savvy's and build your saver.
Nothing changes right there, right?
Correct.
Nothing.
Right. The cantina. So just times you're changing your story of what you're walking around to.
Mm-hmm.
But now even more, you have the characters that everybody wants. Imagine if you had an animated Grogu to take a picture with.
That'd be amazing.
Sorry, I would wait the 2 hours for it. Just wait for a picture with Grogu.
And that's the thing. You change it out seasonally like this, you're gonna get more repeat visits because people are they were there during the summer. Now they want to go during winter and see Life Day and
Right. But exactly what Chris was saying too, Scott. I mean, how many times do we go just to ride Nightmare?
Yeah.
Switch from Mansion,
absolutely.
I got to. Or even that of, well, you got 2 days left before it switches back to Mansion. Mm-hmm. I've jammed down there and I got to ride it one more time.
Yeah. So here's the thing though, whenever they switch out the Haunted Mansion, it's usually down for like a good 2 weeks. I don't think they could shut down everything for 2 weeks in Galaxy's Edge.
I don't think it would take that long though. They have to do a lot of stuff with that because they have to almost redo the entire inside for that and pull in and pull out.
Right. So this is like rolling up of the flag, putting different stuff out. I mean,
the costumes are there, so
we get the Christmas tree up in a night.
True.
You get what I'm saying? So imagine they have, it's all planning.
Mm-hmm.
I think it could be done. I really do.
Yeah.
They need to swap out the radar dish that's on there now on the Falcon and just put the circular one up there because.
And I bet you
have to change it every time.
Correct. Yeah. And I bet you they've had it planned.
That would be awesome.
That would be cool.
Go. That would be.
So is the rumor that they're going to do something permanently? You were saying like they're going to change that or?
Correct. That is the big rumor as far as the Mando hype is just huge still, and people are asking that.
So is it more the Mando hype or is it more the non-sequel?
No, that has reintroduced everything. So they've talked about that too, though.
Okay.
As a timeline. So how we're talking about seasonal, everything in that rumor mill has been brought up.
Cool.
So the seasonal thing would be the way to go. I would be all for it. I'm cool with it.
That'd
Even from Luke lookalikes, and Scott's saying, we've seen all of they've had everything.
Mm-hmm.
They've even had Maul during the Jedi training.
Mm-hmm. There's no reason they couldn't do it.
Right.
Yeah.
So now you have Maul walking around and you got your Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan searching for him. Just like how Rey is always running away from Kylo.
Every quarter they could change it. You've got prequel era, original trilogy, Mando era, sequel trilogy.
Hold on.
There's
Marco's trying to come back, but we're going to tell him to stay out because we're about to go into hot topic and start talking about the destruction of the sequel trilogy right now. So I need him to back off. And we're just about to segue into the crazy rumors online because we're talking about how Batu may be losing the sequel portion. Can Marco not hear me right now?
I don't know.
He's completely lost. So everybody on YouTube, just enjoy that. All right. So as we're doing that, welcome to Hot Topic and screw him.
I'm sorry, guys.
No, hold on. We're taking over now. You're over.
Okay.
We're like the Reddit stock market guys. We just taking over everything.
Hey, do we have that Hot Topic thing yet?
Yeah, put it up now.
Interface.
Oh my God! Recap that for me. Said I am terribly sorry. That was like one of the scariest things I ever I witnessed right here at the office at this late.
What happened, bro? You good?
I saw lights. I should get this one on the podcast, but there was lights like someone flashing in here, and I heard pounding on the door. I walked out and had 2 cops arresting a guy right outside my door.
Wow!
Nice. And you didn't take your camera?
I tried to.
Was he trying to break in?
No, they just had him on the ground, and they just said that he was they were following him from like 3-4 blocks away, and I'm like, okay. Can I go?
Oh, dude,
doing a podcast here. Can you
podcast here?
Woo.
Yeah, please tell me they told you move along.
Yeah.
So quick recap. We just finished Batu. We were talking about the sequels and jumping into the crazy rumor mill right now. That is the interwebs and is all of these somehow, all of the biggest Star Wars sites get clicks because they hate Star Wars.
So,
I don't understand it.
Yeah, and here's why. And like, you got to read between the lines on these guys. Okay, I'm not going to call them out. I'm not going to do them justice, but you know who they are. You got to read between the lines. And the one video that I wasn't duped into watching, and it's not the typical one you guys are thinking. It's somebody else. Okay.
No, there's 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah. So it was and the first half of his video was his title was Lucasfilm, of course, canceling the sequels and redoing them and putting them on Disney Plus. His first half of the video is this, and this is a true statement. This is why I was like, this guy's full of crap. The whole channel's a shot. He said, Disney listens to me. Guaranteed Disney listens to me. So in the comments, make sure you put your comments in there so Disney knows how upset you are. And so we can relay the message to Disney in my channel, in my chat room, all that stuff. And then he goes on to explain about what the retconning of the sequels and the canceled, this and that. And I was just like, wow. So he's telling his followers that Disney guarantees they listen. So Pablo Hidalgo is in his chat room, knowing exactly, so he could take it back to the board. So you have a direct conduit to Disney through these guys' channel. Now,
so do we. They don't know Mando Mike is a code name.
So I saw that and I was just like, wow, dude, like there it is. If you can't see black and white where all these rumor mills and all of these cancel the sequels and the hate of this, where it's coming from, and the true root of what and why they keep happening, then I don't know what to tell you guys. Maybe just people like to watch those videos just to get their own rise out of things. Now,
guarantee hate creates clicks. It's what happens. It's why people do what they do, because they get a lot of attention. You get a bunch of extreme on one side or the other of anything. You get all that, you just got to put fire under it, and they all run. And that's what's happening. You get fire under these people, and they go. And it's of their followers, not even these people. They know what they're doing. If you post the same thing, Kathleen Kennedy out, sequel's getting revamped, George Lucas back in, George Lucas fires Kathleen Kennedy. How'd that happen?
Exactly.
Right? But they post it over and over and over again.
Yeah. So the latest was they found footage, or there's footage that J.J. Abrams filmed of Han, Leia, and Luke together, together. So the latest rumor now, again, why would this rumor come up now and not like all these other things that these guys know, for example? They're going to use that footage to add it into The Force Awakens. So they're keeping Force Awakens as is, adding this extra footage. And then they're going to take Last Jedi, Leia's death scene as a permanent death scene, her getting sucked out of the into space, as that's her death scene. And then they're going to erase Rey for some reason. Throughout all three, they're going to bring Luke back as the hero and hope as everybody. And the rumor is Mark Hamill is up for it if he's physically fit and if it's a good story or something like that.
I hate everything about this whole thing. I hate it all.
Exactly.
That sounds like your little nephew coming at you like 4 hours into the quinceañera, hyped on soda and piñata candy.
Yeah.
And just, you know what? You know what?
Yeah.
What?
Guarantee you that Disney is watching and laughing.
Yeah.
They're all eating popcorn and watching it and laughing at them.
I promise you, they watch us and laugh at us, and they're like, "Oh, these guys are on to something. They've got it, and they lost it."
Yeah.
Every time we theory,
they lost so close.
In fact, Ernie knows this. That is an absolute fact, right, Ernie? So
yes, and to our Disney friends, hi, how are you? Which is very true.
Oh,
we come really close.
Yeah, we come really close and then go really far away.
So close, yeah.
Somebody needs to put.
They just laugh. Oh.
We need somebody from Disney being anonymous, like with a fuzzy sound, doing an ad for us. Behind a kind of shadow.
Yeah.
No, the Sarlacc Digest, they're almost there.
They're almost smart.
I want to say that besides the slate of, in fact, we don't even know for a fact that the slate of Disney Plus that they've announced, right, is going to get into anything sequels. Like I've said it before, like, you know what, it doesn't seem like any sequel stuff.
Nothing.
But here's what I do see. Okay, here's what I do see. Lucasfilm.
I do have there's one thing about that. Lando, if Billy D. Williams is reprising his role, there's the sequel era.
Sure.
Well, we're still in. Oh yeah, that deep. He would have to be that deep too. You're right.
Yeah. Well, I do see.
But as far as continuing that story, it's not going to happen. Sorry, Margo, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, yeah, to your point, continuing the story, that's fine. They can go forward with it. And they can always add things, just like Special Edition did, to the sequel trilogy in Disney Plus, right? They can add certain scenes. They can enhance certain scenes if they wanted to, and I would have zero problem with it.
We all wanted that 4-hour-long Rise of Skywalker.
We're gonna have the Snyder cuts of all 4 or 3 films. That's fine. If they want to add
more spikes,
if they want to add stuff, but I don't ever see them deleting a whole character throughout the whole thing and rewriting and reshooting. It just doesn't make any sense.
No,
not at all.
But also, like with that High Republic show that was out, the back of the new action figures, where you see the timeline, it's all there. The sequels are all there. They're all referenced. They're not deleting the sequels. If they were, you would see 0. They would be actually, any new product would have nothing to do with it if they were going to change things and
they would leave
things.
The timeline out of it.
They would. And even in that High Republic, that intro, it even had, here's this era with the Resistance all the way to
Dear
Rise of
God,
Skywalker.
it showed Resistance. It counted it.
But I mean, hey.
If you're going to Legends anything.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I think if, and we've said this before, and I think anybody should be in agreement of this. The sequels is what it is, okay? We're at this point now where we're getting good stories and stuff, and they can tell stories after that. And again, if people want to visit it, fine. If not, fine. I don't see them ever going back on in Star Wars. I don't ever see them like, oh, we're gonna do this because this half of the people don't like it, and we're gonna spend millions and millions of invested dollars and in merchandising and everything else just to tell a better story in other people's minds, right? Just to kind of like get whatever. Now, I do see them adding things as Special Edition. They could always do that. And I would love that actually. Like if they were to add some of those missing scenes that were needed. Like there's things in Rise of Skywalker. I still shake my head about the dagger and all. I mean, there's a lot of things that I go, but that is not the overarching story, and that's not the over thing.
I watched it the other day, and there's a lot of stuff. Every time I watch it, there's more stuff where I'm like, hey, okay, so everybody's gonna slap me for this one. I think they overdid the Leia return. I really do.
Yeah, they did.
They kept using kind of the same thing, and like the handing back and forth of the lightsaber with that scene. I'm like, we all get what they're doing, and it's sweet. But there was in that movie, some things were overdone and not done enough. And
the more I think about it, guys, honestly, the more I think about it,
probably my least.
Maybe her death should have been just sucked out of the air vent. And I'm serious. Like I've been revisiting it. Like we can and it's something maybe of a deep dive subject, right? But I'm really thinking that maybe that should have happened. Maybe Finn should have died. Maybe Poe should have died. You know what I mean? Saying like there should have been things that I look at, because again, the sequel trilogy is not my favorite, but there are favorite things in those things that I can pick and pull.
And
from.
it's okay for it to exist 30 some odd years in the future, and them still fill in the gaps, right? Mandalorian is now, for all intents and purposes, the sequel, right?
Yeah.
That this is you're gonna fill in your time.
Yeah.
And they can go Mandalorian to Heir to the Empire, right? It's going to go right through it. And that could take you 3-4 years to go through Heir to the Empire.
Correct.
Let's take its time. Let's go through some stuff. Let's get the Dark Force. Let's do all this stuff and do it right.
And that's what I mean by adding footage into the sequels to make, like I said, if they're going to do that, then add things, but you don't have to like destroy it and rebuild it from the ground up just to tell a new narration.
There is a relative time of peace for this 30 years up until Bloodline. They didn't say there was nothing.
You're right.
There were no invasions, no anything. There just wasn't a galactic civil war. There's always wars and battles and things. You could still have Yuzon Vong. You could still have the Grisk. You could still have I still think the Grisk are going to take the place of the Yuzon Vong. Mm-hmm. But in the Disney series, maybe.
Right.
Would that be wild? That's why they didn't do a Thrawn set of sequel books and they went prequel, because they're going to do the sequel part to the Thrawn books in The Mandalorian as the son of a...
Everything has a setup, like you're saying. I mean, if you think of it, God, your two best arguments for anything are Solo and Rogue One. That was still before and still changed everything and was greatly done, right?
100%, Ernie. 100%.
Right, if you don't like now, then you don't like now. Okay, but it's still Star Wars to us, and you can like it like that. And just as Chris is saying, you have Heir to the Empire. You could still even have something else that they could do, which we know they can now, and do right before it to make all those different, mean something else.
Right. Well,
it fills a whole timeline full. Yes, full.
That's what I was about to say. All these new shows that they're coming out with, they could totally enhance
enhance
the sequels and make them better than what they are.
Yeah, man. I like I said, dude, I actually
Wars
want
did
them to.
with the prequels.
Right. I actually expect
Exactly.
it. I actually expect it at this point where Disney be like doubling down on what they've created.
Yeah.
It makes people look foolish. It's embarrassing if they have to redo 3 films. You know what I mean? Like for example, Fantastic Four, right? We're gonna get the 3rd iteration of Fantastic Four in the MCU. I'm like, but again, the first 2 are an embarrassment. I wouldn't want that in Star Wars, and nobody should. Nobody should want to cancel.
You don't want a bunch of remakes or cancel out or redo.
Correct. Now adding and enhancing, like Joey said, like Disney Plus, it's all there. It's all there, man. The tools are there. It's laid out. They can do that, and they can actually add scenes that I guess help it, the backbone of all these other stories in the sequels, and still be perfectly fine and still be perfect.
Now, back when we were in high school and after, right, all we had was the books to increase our knowledge. Now we have Disney Plus, and we'll have the books now, right?
Yeah.
But Disney Plus takes the place of the books for a lot of people. You have a whole extended universe right there on that platform.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing to be able to fill that in over time. And
look how many shows were announced.
Dude,
I don't even think it was enough for how much was announced that's supposed to be coming, and everything they're going to do. They had a plan. I mean, they did. And if
it may have got changed and moved around along the way, but there's always been stuff there. And these things were years in the making. This High Republic has been years that you hear everybody talk about.
Yes.
Like years in the plan.
Yeah. Now, I will say this, like in the notion of adding stuff to the sequel trilogy, I think that there should have been a little bit more Luke Skywalker's interaction with Rey in Rise of Skywalker, like as a Force ghost, not just that one scene, right? I think there should have been a little bit more of that. I think they should add in some of the voices of Rey, of whatever, maybe like the visual ghost.
See them, like we've been asking for. Give me a Jedi Council.
Now, I've heard those complaints. So
valid.
Yeah, the right. Of the same people who are calling for a remake, they sit there and go, these scenes should have had these. Okay. Well, maybe they will, because that seems more plausible for me.
But I don't even need it fixed. It's just those things that I wish, right? It's like, oh, damn. I really wish I would have had a Jedi Council. That's all I wanted, and it would have been nice,
Yeah, what people are running with is, of course, Mark Hamill's comment, right? Mark Hamill's Twitter, saying thank you, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni for making Luke Skywalker a symbol of hope again. Now, yeah, it's a true statement on that aspect of it. But the thing is, people are now saying Mark Hamill destroyed the sequels by saying this stuff. It's like, that's not what he said. He's
been the one destroying the sequels since they filmed the sequels. Yeah. He's been trying to kill the sequels.
Yeah.
And the worst.
Look, I'd be mad if they put me on a diet too, and then nobody got to see it.
Put you on a diet, you just stare at the camera.
Right. I'd be pissed too. Big old thick robes and everything. Like,
he was mad about that.
These were my old clothes that used to fit me. Like, why are
chicken
you
and broccoli to hand me?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, hey, you know what? Like I said, there is things in there on there's things in there to analyze on the sequels that can make that we've done it in our heads, and other people have done it that make it pretty dang good. Like I said, Luke's arc, to me, I like the fact that he got lost and found again. I like the fact that he was lost.
I relate so much more to Luke Skywalker through everything I've seen now. Adding Mandalorian in there, right? It just adds so much more to me because you have this moment of, now he's here. He's the one. He's the chosen one, and people know it, kind of thing, and he knows it at least. Right. Mm-hmm. And here we go. He's on his mission, and we see him 20-something years later now. Yeah, a lost man, no longer maybe still the chosen one, but lost it somewhere. And that there's a lot to.
We don't need a show in between there of what happened.
Yeah, right. You can get a show, but I don't have to have one. But you can get one.
Correct.
You know what? Matter of fact, Mara Jade's not out of the picture yet. We don't have to take her out.
Exactly.
George Lucas hates her, and I'm pretty sure there's some deal in the contract where nobody can use Mara Jade. I'm pretty sure that exists, right?
when Disney signed it, they're like, "What's page 47?"
Oh, by the way,
he's like, "You can never re-release the originals, right? The originals can never come out, and no Mara Jade ever."
Yeah.
So, hey, we got Jara Maid coming out.
Jara Maid.
Two A's in her last name.
Yeah.
Right.
Mara Jade.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Is coming. That's still a possibility because you could have that happen, fall in love her for 2 or 3 years. It's not like love has to be a 20-year thing to be crushed by it, right?
Right.
But she could be part of his wall. Like we're going to do Pink Floyd's Building the Wall, right?
Okay.
That's
so
just
would
part
you,
of his wall is losing her.
Right. Would you be okay if they did that in this 33-year gap and they added something in the sequels to just kind of progress
They
that?
wouldn't have to. You know why? Because you
Yeah.
don't have to bring up everything in the past from 25 years ago.
Right.
When something new happens. I don't have to right now when we're talk about when I was 18 and living on my own and bringing some
But that
bullshit up.
enhances,
I don't have to bring that up.
like him losing his wife and like that would be enhance something more of a him running away, like getting lost. I'm not gonna say run away, getting lost.
You would just see it. I wouldn't need it added. I would just know now.
Correct.
Right.
Okay. How about this? How about okay? Like a lot of people's complaints with the Last Jedi was how Luke was, cowardly or whatever you want to call it. Show. Okay, you got one spectrum of Luke on The Mandalorian where he was the mighty warrior, the savior. Then you got the Last Jedi Luke, who was the coward who ran away, was done.
But it wasn't the next day either. That's how
I know, but this is what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Make a show or a part that shows exactly what happened to him, that he went from warrior to running away.
And I think that's what if Disney has any responsibility, I think they have to enhance that. Because we even said on this show when the sequels were, even when we watched Force Awakens, right? There were some things that were like, wait a second, the gap is too far to get to this point of dire straits.
Yeah,
it's like the First Order was this massive thing. Yes, that was their intro, and I just didn't buy it. Like I didn't buy it. I didn't buy why Leia needed a resistance. I didn't buy into the First Order's thirst for power, and I thought it was just a bunch of kids with a big gun. And I thought the Resistance cartoon was going to get a little bit more enhanced, but it didn't. But so that's what I think they have an obligation to. And we don't talk about it. I think they have an obligation to enhance the sequels in that aspect.
I think enhancing Luke is a big deal. And I don't think you need to show okay, when we say exactly, I think we don't need a bunch of stories, but I think a few, right? I think he needs to tie back into this Heir to the Empire thing. I think he needs to tie back in at the end.
Yeah.
And I think there needs to be something major that happens that shakes him too. He's gonna have to lose somebody of his. He has students right now, right?
Exactly.
There's gonna be some Thrawn invasion or a Grisk war later or something, and he's gonna have to lose some of his students early before the whole Grogu.
But people are missing that.
I have it.
Don't do that.
I have it written down.
But people
at the end of the Heir to the Empire, he's going to lose Grogu and a couple Padawan, and it's going to crush him.
It wasn't
going to be step one in his crushing.
And that's the thing. Does Kylo have something to do with that?
Yeah.
Later. Oh no, not killing Grogu. No.
With Grogu and all that.
Kylo won't have a damn thing to do with anything. He won't do a bad thing ever until after Luke does something.
Right.
Kylo going.
But I still want to see Ben though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You'll see him as a kid.
Yeah.
Yes.
You won't see Ben do anything bad. He might be reckless sometimes. He'll be He'll be.
I'm still on my Grogu being a little travieso and a bad kid, and he blames it all on Ben Solo.
Yeah.
That could be happening.
That's what causes Ben to turn.
Yes, I'm telling you, all the time.
Ben
took his little silver ball.
And you know what? Like everybody's complaint. Like I said, I listen to these complaints over and over, and the people who are listening know exactly who you are. I listen to your complaints over and over and over, and they're saying they saw darkness in Ben, and so Luke went AWOL. I say, no, dude, there was so much more.
All you have to keep seeing is the fact that this guy's having visions, and he's a Jedi. He has visions. His visions aren't dreams. His visions aren't thinking. His visions are visions. Yeah. And they've worked through that through a lot of Jedi story, like Qui-Gon and everything else, right?
Yeah.
He's visioning this. He's seeing that, and they have mentioned this in the novelization and everything. He has seen Kylo Ben killing everything he loves.
Yes.
So at this point, he is at that point having a moment of weakness and do I save everybody? Blah. And he's thinking about it, and it takes a split second. Again, and we've talked about it, Scott, and even in his moments, in Kylo's moments of anger, everybody has a moment where you're pissed off or you're confused or something, and you have to think. I have thought about killing a fool here and there once in a while, right?
Isn't that the whole the premise behind the Joker? All it takes is one bad day.
Yes,
one bad moment is all it takes to actually set all of these events into motion.
Yeah.
Here
he goes having a whole bunch of bad events leading up to this. Now we'll find out, right? But having these visions of Ben and knowing that he has to protect his sister, he's seeing Ben in his visions killing his sister, killing everyone,
and Han,
killing Han.
This is the way.
I mean, how do you deal with that?
And also, Luke had no time to react. Kylo immediately acted. Immediately after that fleeting thought, Kylo reacted and destroyed everything, and came back. Obviously, I think he came back with the Knights of Ren and destroyed Luke's or whatever, or maybe he just did it right then and there.
He wakes up, he grabs Grogu's saber and walks that. Grogu's out of there in his little sleeping bag because they share the same room. And
right. But I'm just saying, like, you know, like I said,
I don't think Grogu's making it to the temple, man. I think Grogu's going to die in this show. No. I think there's only two things I need Grogu to do. One of two things. Either he dies at the end of this show, which will break the entire world.
Yeah, they won't do that.
If you want to, no, I don't know, dude. If you want the biggest TV event and ratings.
Very true.
Right? This will be talked about forever. Give this thing 4 or 5 seasons. Let this whole thing play out and then take Grogu out.
You still remember when Michael J. Fox got his heart broke?
Yeah.
That song
Family
by,
Ties, man.
Yep, that song by Billy Vera and the Beaters still makes me cry every single time. I'll play it at a wedding or whatever, and I'm. You remember, things like that do have to happen. Chris is absolutely right.
Yeah, like, I say no, but then again, this show has proven me wrong in such a great way already, so they can go it's all on the table. Like,
how could that not break Luke? Because Grogu to him is Master Yoda.
Yeah.
So do you actually think we're going to get more digital CGI Luke in the future? Or I don't either. Yeah. I am not buying it. Yeah. I think if we get anything, it's going to be an actor. But
I'm down with an actor. Why not?
I don't know. I don't see them going there.
So you're right. But you can do it with Luke. We pushed it with Han, and it didn't. We were okay with it, but most people were. And Harrison Ford's a bigger actor.
I'm sorry, I'm still not okay with it.
But okay, do you still like Solo though?
No, I love Solo. I just can't see him as Solo.
Right.
He just likes the movie, right?
Yeah.
And I know that's what I'm saying though. So but we still have balance.
We were talking about this though, that we now have Ahsoka in the place of Luke's character, doing the things that Luke had to do, being the hero of the adventure.
Right.
I don't know if we're gonna see.
I don't think we'll ever see Luke in a Mandalorian again.
It just really depends. Well, dude, we have to see Luke again.
Well, in your version of it, yes, we have to.
No. Forget Heir of the Empire because I haven't even do it. I never said we were gonna get Luke. It's always been Windu.
I never said we're not going to see Grogu again. I just didn't think we're going to see Luke again.
Or Grogu. Right?
Right.
There could be a Grogu.
That's Sebastian Stan who could play him.
Grogu? There's no way.
No,
he's way too tall.
He's talking about me. That's the best response I've heard all night.
But
he's too tall.
You get Grogu clone, right? A second Grogu. They've been making him, right? They've been testing his blood, so now you get an evil. That's what I want now. Forget it. I don't want Mace Windu. I don't want Ahsoka. I want Grogu. Yes, I want Grogu. And
it's so dumb.
That's it. But what's one of the coolest scenes in all of Clone Wars? I don't know if you guys agree. It's when Yoda had to face himself, the evil.
Oh, yeah, the evil Yoda.
That was one of the coolest damn things ever. I do want evil Grogu. The fact that it's a clone of him and not him. I don't want him going bad, but having a clone of him would be rad.
Man, we went off the rails on this one.
Yeah, it was on the rails. That was the best Star Wars talk we had all damn show. Let it go off the rails.
Very, very hot topic-y.
Next week, we're definitely going to have to get into Chris's theory of Heir to the Empire, where he can just lay it out, because a lot of people did steal what he said.
Yeah, bless him.
They did?
Right. I'm serious. I mean, how long has he been calling that? He came up with it. Yeah. And I've seen like exact quotes, and I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah, I did too. I was like,
why
man,
does this sound so familiar?
Right.
People are listening or paying attention to my tweets.
What's funny is that they come up with that without any future recordings of them ever coming up with that. And Chris has been saying it for about 7 months now.
At least to be fair, I also had Thrawn in Rise of Skywalker, so to be fair, I kind of overdo it.
Hey man,
I play that hand every chance I get.
Yeah,
you play it enough, eventually it's gonna pan out, right?
Right. You keep saying.
I think if there's no huge news for next week, that we get into your whole Heir to the Empire.
We'll just map it out. We'll do a whole screen share and we'll map it out. I love it.
Why not?
Right.
PowerPoint
we'll all go together.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Right.
Hey, I think that means we should go weekly now. What do you guys think?
I think
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I say so.
All right.
Hey, chat.
Good idea.
What about if the chat room agrees? Does the chat room we should go weekly? Because we're thinking about.
Let's ask them. There's a bit of delay, but let me ask.
Yeah.
Are there people in the chat besides you?
Oh yeah.
That's why I'm typing yes.
13 people.
I'll type yes. They all voted yes.
But with with the whole I find it funny how the rumors keep changing on to fit their own narrative over and over and over. and there's no signs of it in the Lucasfilm Disney department. Like, there's no signs of it. Now, it's just like, what's next? What are they going to do next? Are they going to be like, oh, they're going to make a 7.5 to fill in the gaps instead of retconning? Are they going to, you know what I mean? Like,
the thing is, they're just going to keep running the same videos for the next 7 years. Yeah. And they're going to get all their clicks, and they're going to make their money. They don't respond to their people. All they do is whine on the internet when somebody calls them on their BS.
Right.
That's what the problem is.
Right.
There's no accountability. They don't care about the people that
they don't care about who they're, exactly.
They don't care about any of their listeners. They put out this BS, and they don't respond to the questions. And that's when you know it's BS, when you have no comments, when you have nothing coming back. Because I've gone on those chats, and I've said stuff. And I'm like,
man.
Come at me. Nothing.
That's the key. We will respond here. We respond to everybody.
And if you drop us a thumbs down and everything, we'll respond to that too.
Yeah, exactly. I would like,
Scott,
if you're going
to feel like we made it.
He's passive.
Yeah. But I mean, like, that's the thing. And I think what the people need to be taken away with these videos and these people, these YouTubers that are out there claiming that Disney follows them. So I'm your conduit to Disney. It's like, I'm your conduit to Disney. So whatever comments, like, subscribe, comment, and everything on my page so Disney can see it. That's benefiting this guy, and he will not respond to anybody that, like, nothing. And it's got to be a telltale sign that these guys are bad for they're not adding anything to the fandom. Even their theories aren't adding anything to the fandom. They're not. No, and so
look, proof. We tried it tonight. We set up the whole cop thing in front of Marco's shop.
Yeah, man.
That didn't work. We didn't get extra hits.
Nope.
So, doesn't
that
work.
will be that needs to be in the thing. Watch Marco get rated.
Yeah,
live on
this right there. Yeah, no. Disney Plus rates Marco's shop for theories that we have come up with.
Boom, headline.
Oh, there we go.
Headline.
Dude, my heart is still pounding.
Close.
Yeah, my heart is still pounding.
Right, that's our headline right there.
In it to win it.
That
right
I never thought. I mean, I apologize for that. I never wanted just to abruptly leave a podcast. Like
Come on, man. He really had to poop.
No.
Yeah.
That was just like, I was just like, do I just continue or do I figure out what the hell is going on? Am I going to get killed right on live on YouTube?
No, we pushed that Disney talk for a minute. And it's like, all right, we got to wrap this. And right when we wrapped it, and moved on, you pop back.
Oh my goodness! I even
asked. You guys got to watch this. Disney rated them. You could hear them in the background.
All you hear in the background is "Stop resisting."
So
and everything. You hear Mickey in the back. God.
Yeah. You're coming with me.
We'll be huge, man.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
But yeah,
I don't know what these guys were saying, but they're on to something.
better listen to that.
Oh my God. But yeah, so I think the chat room has unanimously said yes to us doing weekly. So I think we're going to do that. We're going to start a weekly show. It'll still be Wednesdays.
But we're gonna cut it to an hour.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna cut it back to an hour, so it's more. You
Ish.
get an hour-ish, stuff like that. Because
we're already over.
We can talk a lot. So
yeah.
But yeah, I know someone said start earlier. We're gonna try. We're gonna try to work something out to where we can accommodate the East Coast guys. Cause I know they miss out. And it's something that we were trying to be. Try to get everybody a part of and all that.
But even when we interview, the thing is, everybody's on the East Coast.
It is, or Europe, right?
Right. It was like, wow. Even Claudia's, we're going to not be live on that day either. It's going to be a recording.
I think the best thing to know, though, guys, is just to share with your friends. They're all up on YouTube. You can rewatch every episode and show, like our past interviews and like that, and really get to know us. Be here live when you can.
Yes.
And we'll talk Star Wars for a whole hour. And then when you can't catch it, you come rewatch and catch up and go tell your friends, hey, check out the Sarlacc Digest. They got rated.
That's right.
We'll be good.
We got rated. And if you ever want to, because we always, it's just beyond the show too. We have our Facebook, we have our Sarlacc Digest Central. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're constantly talking Star Wars 24/7, and a lot of that stuff that we talk about other people, it gets on the show. So we bring it here, we filter it out, we bring it here, and this is what we do. So with that, guys, I think we're going to wind down tonight. Chat room, thank you very much for joining us, and catch us next week, Wednesday. We are going to keep it at 8 o'clock next week until we work out a time frame. Maybe every other week we'll go earlier, but we'll give you guys an advance notice on that. After this, I'll put all the descriptions in the links, or links in the descriptions below, and everything for Mike's brother Donnie. Please go check out and support him. Everybody here, Chris, take it away, and let's see where we can find you.
Hi.
Right there. You can find him in the upper left corner.
Yeah. I don't even know where I am. I'm dead center
Circle
right now.
gets a
Luckily for you.
I'm in the upper left, so yeah.
Is that Scott?
Not on my screen. Oh, the screen that matters.
See, I don't know where you're at. Hot Topic Podcast on Instagram. And really, again, I keep spending most of my time on Star Wars Twitter at the Sarlacc Digest there. And I'm kind of lost and down a rabbit hole. I don't know what's going on. But let me tell you right now, Twitter, I was really happy with it first. Remember? Mm-hmm. Every time I changed social platform, I went from Facebook to Instagram. I'm like, hey, Instagram's kind of nice. These guys are great. Then I'm like, oh, Instagram kind of boring and it's getting redundant. And people are kind of nerds, right? Not nerds, mean people, right?
Right.
I jump over to Twitter. And I'm like, hey, these guys are pretty cool. Everybody's really nice. And then it explodes. There's a fire drill like every 3.5 minutes. And it's like all hate-filled grossness.
I'm out.
And to be honest, yeah, I'm out. I'm like, it's like not even all one-sided either, man. Sometimes people just say stupid stuff they don't expect. And both sides. Like one person can be completely belligerent. And I'm like, oh, what a jerk. And then I'm like, I'm backing somebody up and they're like, they say something. I'm like, oh, come on. Now you just took it down a notch.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a matter of
Star Wars, man.
Mutual respect, and let's stop giving all this and dang,
right.
You know, I can't handle it. But anyway, that's where we are.
Cool.
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and everywhere.
Scott Solo.
Hey, so do we want to make this other announcement?
We did promise a end of podcast announcement. Yes. Please.
I mean, we could be complete jerks and just say, we'll talk about it next week.
Our chat room has been awesome. Go for it.
All right. So, we have an actor coming on to the show.
Say it, Scott.
From The Mandalorian. He is a character with speaking parts. He was in 4 episodes?
Which of his parts speak?
Well,
whoa.
If you've seen him in American Gods, then but we have got Omid Abtahi joining us.
Better known as in the Star Wars world?
He's the cloner, Dr. Pershing.
Yes.
From The Mandalorian. We all have.
Yeah. Them cloners.
Them cloners from Camino. Now, we've, turns out I've got a connection to the guy. So he's going to be on the show. And
what is going on?
I know.
Weird, huh? Sometime probably mid-March. He's wanting to do it after American Gods is over. That way he can talk American Gods and Star Wars with us. I mean, just look up his IMDb. He's been on just about every show you can imagine.
And his parts talk.
And his parts talk. I mean, what the heck? So
cool.
That's intense.
I'm loving it. Yeah.
So everybody can get set up. Chris, your very big surprise of Claudia Gray, is that going to be an early episode? And same with you, Scott?
Or Mine is yes. Ours will be recorded midday.
Okay.
And we'll have to put it out later. It won't be a
and then we'll post.
Right.
We'll post it up. Okay.
Omid has been talking about actually wanting to join us live.
Sweet.
So more details.
And he's West Coast, right?
He is West Coast.
Makes it easier, man.
Nice.
Everybody else is East.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. So and he is pumped. So
nice.
He's excited to come on and talk. So
so make sure everybody's bookmarking and liking us all on social media so you know exactly when those dates are coming, because we are definitely in talks. And again, they're confirmed. They're coming. So
how does this happen? We're a bunch of nerds with no following.
It's happening.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
This is how we're supposed to get a following. I hope it helps.
That's not how it works. You're not supposed to have these people until you do something right. I don't know what we're doing right. But I don't either. Cool.
We're actually decent human beings, and we don't go on blasting people.
Right.
Yourself.
Yeah.
Have you seen Chris on Twitter?
Yeah. Have you seen Chris?
I had to make my own Twitter, so I didn't say it on the side.
Right. Yeah.
I'm
always hopping on there. Chris, wrong one.
No, I have done that, and I've had to delete stuff.
Yeah.
Tweet deleted.
Nice.
Right. That's what I always see. Starlight Digest tweet deleted. Oh, what did you do?
It doesn't
even right immediately, Chris.
Even in our own chat, he does that. Yeah.
Right after.
I do that in our own chat.
Beside that, Scott, you have personal.
Stuff. Boy, don't I have you can find me on Instagram, Twitter for some reason now, and Facebook. Just look up The Art of Scott Solo, and you will find me. And I've got another comic book coming out too. Another comic book cover.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. So that's
he is on fire.
In fuego. So
we have to start paying him. Sorry.
I'm good taking a percentage of zero.
Did you see what I got from? Can you see that?
Whoa!
It hasn't gone on the wall yet.
It's all reflective.
Ooh,
You got take a picture and put it on. Yeah.
Boba.
Yeah,
Boba. Somebody else on this podcast that's sitting in the bottom right hand.
Nobody knows.
Has one coming too.
Sweet. Can I put that on the back of a jacket, Scott? Say yes.
You can do whatever the hell you want with it.
Marco, he just said yes. I'll bring you in.
Marco.
That looks beautiful.
No
Thank you.
problem.
It is beautiful.
Awesome, Scott. We'll keep our eye out on your rising career there.
Thanks.
Joey, where can we find you?
You can find me on Fans Only. And you can find me. No, just kidding. You can.
We got to make that Sarlacc money.
You can, yeah.
It ain't coming up any other way.
Right. I'm Joey's cameraman. We do good. We do good.
Yeah.
That's
Good.
an angle I never want to see.
Stand a little higher. I'll get a little lower. That's a good angle, right?
Take toy
Meet me
photography to
halfway.
another level.
Right. Watch behind the scenes.
We're gonna Black Series 6-inch here.
Here comes our
Next.
Here comes strike 4.
The 3 3/4. Joey, where are you? Damn.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can find me on
Control,
Instagram at bootlegjoe_760, where I do my toy photography. And if you can, just check my page out and tell me what you think. Show me some love.
Cool.
And I love this group. And you can find me here at the Sarlacc Digest.
Nice. Beautiful. Fallen Fett. The busy man.
Yeah. Always busy with work and then shows. Constantly, I'm just burned out. But dude, so bad. Like so bad. I was saying that earlier on the other show. You can catch me here. Be sure and don't forget this Friday is Fan First Friday for Hasbro. Speaking of Black Series.
Yes.
So hopefully we have some new info that we could jump in and talk about next week since we are going weekly.
Pre-orders.
Yes. And hopefully
those rumors. You see the rumors of the figure?
Yes. Yeah, Yak Face has a whole bunch of stuff up. If you want to hear what type of rumors and everything like that too, you can also check me out with the Toy Migos Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday for the Quickie Mini at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and Thursday nights at 8 p.m. on our YouTube channel with our 2-hour Toy Talk. So if you're into collecting, toy news, and everything like that, Yak Face has put up, Scott, that we are going to be getting more Kenner colors of figures, Greedo, Jawa, like the SDCC Boba,
The
and
repaint.
everything else that was released.
Yeah.
Yes. We got that. More Legends figures coming out, which is awesome because they're throwing them in the mix. And then lots of stuff to come.
Nice.
Very cool.
For official word, watch this Friday on Fan First Friday.
Yes.
And then we'll definitely be breaking it down.
Yep.
Or if you're so excited, just jump into our Facebook chat. And I'm sure everybody will be posting it up there. So make sure you're following the Sarlacc Digest Facebook page. And like Marco said, all of our other social media outlets. And then just a reminder, we'll go weekly at 8 p.m. for now. If the time changes, we'll let you guys know.
Right.
And just continue to follow and check us out. Tell your friends, repost and rewatch, because all of our stuff is up there. So not only content like this, but Hot Topic podcast stuff, Bootleg Joe and the Artist Scott Solo also have up reviews of different stuff.
Yep.
Pictures, building stuff and everything like that. So our page is just full of different all Star Wars stuff.
It is. And
It's
more
full of
coming.
something.
And
Right.
a lot more coming. A lot more iron fires in the iron. Iron in the fire. Backwards today.
Either way.
Wow.
It's backwards day.
Whatever.
It is.
Bizarro
Right.
Whatever you want, Yoda. You got it.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. Again, thank you, chat. Thank you, everybody that's coming and supporting us, especially in our social media. Thank you, the Sarlacc crew right here. Everybody have a good night. We will see you next week, and we'll see you on our social media. So with that,
Get your hands up, Marco.
He's there.
I had my hands up.
Keep it nerdy.